Alright, what's going on, guys? It is Benny, and I hope you guys had a wonderful Christmas. If you do not celebrate Christmas, I hope you had an amazing time with your family nonetheless. And today we are going to be playing the most broken deck, in my opinion, in Clash Royale. Honestly, I think this is one of the seasons where you can actually make a case for saying that Mortar is one of the best decks in Clash Royale, which I think is just absolutely crazy. So we're going to be doing that, and we have the double hero action, which of course is very broken. So hopefully we can get some nice wins here and trophy push a little bit after the Christmas break, because I did take a little bit of time away from playing Clash Royale just to, you know, relax and actually not rage with my family because of Clash Royale. So we're going to be doing that. He's got a balloon coming in here. I'm going to go ahead and just play my mortar here to pull that balloon. I'm not going to play a musketeer or anything, and we should be able to defend that pretty easily. And then the baby dragon should take out my minions, which is a little bit unfortunate, but we will get some nice tower damage on the tower, which is good. And then I'm just going to go ahead and play my skeletons right here. Hopefully we didn't mess up that timing. We totally did. That's crazy. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and cycle my minions here. He's going to hit me with the freeze. Absolutely brain dead play right there. So we are going to defend all of that. Now, really quickly as well, guys, I actually played Jynxi a couple days ago, and I ended up getting the win. So I'm going to be showing you guys that replay towards the end of the video. So if you want to see that, I did beat him live on stream. I didn't realize it at the time, but then, you know, I went and looked it up and realized it was live. So my heart dropped. I was so glad that I did not completely embarrass myself. So I will put that a little bit later in the video. Now, I also really quickly want to say that Clash Royale is coming out with some very nice balance changes. I actually think that this is like one of the only times that I've looked at the balance changes and haven't thought, like, what are they thinking? I feel like it's relatively good for, you know, the next season of Clash Royale, especially considering all of the stupid stuff that they've been doing. So let me know what you guys think about the balance changes as we miss our fireball there. What is going on with us today? We need to warm up a little bit, and we need to lock in here. I'm going to go ahead and bar barrel there. We need to cycle a little bit quickly here, just because I know that lumberjack is going to be coming out here pretty soon. There's the lumberjack, so I'm going to go ahead and play the musketeer. Then I'm actually just going to go ahead and play my skeletons here for a second, and then we can go ahead and play the mortar to pull, and then we might as well pop that turret down, and that will make it so he can't freeze everything at once, and we will defend that entire push very easily. And then I'll just play the minions here. Let's get rid of that musketeer so that he can't get a turret at the bridge, and that will kind of keep us a little bit safer. And then I'm going to go ahead and get another musketeer down here, and we'll use our skeletons to pull that lumberjack again to make sure that we can kind of save our elixir a little bit. He's going to play a really good Evo Valk there. That's a little bit, I don't want to say worrisome, but if he tries to hit me with a balloon on that left side, it would actually be more difficult for me to defend, just because the Evo Valk would take out my minions. I'm going to cycle a bar barrel there on that side, and then I'm going to go ahead and just play my skeleton barrel on this side here. We might as well get that free fireball onto the musketeer, and then one skeleton might actually hit it and take it out, so we will take that out. But we have a very nice damage lead here, but honestly we have to be very smart, okay, because this guy, like, one push could completely ruin our day. So that is something that we need to kind of keep in mind here. I've got the Evo Knight there. I'm going to wait for the lumberjack to get onto it, and then I'm going to go ahead. Let's actually play the Evo skeleton barrel here onto this side. I know it's going to burst a little bit, but that's okay with me. We're just kind of keeping that pressure up on this guy here, and then he's going to go ahead and play the musketeer. I'm not going to go ahead and fireball that. I'm actually going to play the defensive mortar on that side. Then I'm going to musketeer on this side, because his balloon's either going to get pulled towards the mortar, or it's going to get pulled by the Evo Musk ability in a second. So we'll go ahead, we'll do that. I'm going to go ahead and bar barrel here, and then let's go ahead and just get the skeletons down right there. Really good freeze by him, but now we have the hero knight onto the tower, and I can pop that ability there. Actually, okay, we're not going to get it off, but I'm going to pop that turret down just to keep the pressure up on this guy, and then I'm going to go ahead and get the hero knight down to keep that mortar alive for a second. We're getting great damage on the left side as well. Oh my gosh, okay, so that is amazing. We are in a good position here. Let's pop that hero knight ability, and we're going to keep the lock on the tower there to get a little bit more mortar damage. But realistically, we could fireball cycle on this guy if we really wanted to. I'm just going to try to play it a little bit safer for a second. There's the baby dragon, so now I'm going to go ahead and actually fireball onto the tower, because we'll get the skeleton barrel onto the tower as well, and that might give us enough damage, and that's going to be a nice win for the first match. So let's give him a good game, let's give him a good luck, and let's go on into the next one. Alright guys, we're on to the next matchup, and I want to say as well as we actually do have the mortar tutorial coming out very soon. I think I'm going to have it done by next week, so make sure you guys stay tuned for that. It's going to be a very good mortar tutorial. Now, he's got the giant and the witch coming in. I'm going to pop that turret down just because, like, the damage that the turret does honestly makes it worth popping 99% of the time. It's so good, and I think that's something that actually I mess up on, is not utilizing my turret enough. You know, I think I'm like, there's two ends of the spectrum. You can overuse your hero abilities, and that'll make you lose, or you can underuse them, and I think that honestly I definitely underuse mine, which is a mistake. I'm going to play the minions here. I'm going to have those skeletons ready just in case he tries something, but I think we will defend that mini P.E.K.K.A, and I absolutely despise it, so I'm glad that we're going to do that. Now, He's got Hero Witch. Realistically, it is very hard for me to get damage on his tower. If he doesn't have lightning, then I can defend much better. But if he does have lightning, it's going to be very difficult for me to defend this guy's pushes. However, he did just use quite a bit of elixir. I'm going to go ahead and play the Musketeer here. We might as well just get that turret down. Again, he's going to hit me with the vines, which was very well played. Let's go ahead. Let's get the Hero Knight down here just to keep everything alive and keep that Musketeer alive so that we have a bit of a counter push there onto his tower. And then he's probably going to play his Witch to defend this, if I had to guess. Although actually he's waiting, so there's no way he's going to play his Witch. We'll see what he's going to play instead. He's going to play the Mini P.E.K.K.A. Guess I probably should have saw that coming. I've got the minions down there. Let's just have the skeletons ready again, and then we'll defend all of that. And then he used a zap, so I'm going to go for the skeleton barrel here on the opposite lane. The reason why I'm doing that is so that if he tries to play that Witch, then it's not going to be into the same lane that he's been, he wants to push. Although I guess he doesn't really have damage on either tower, so it doesn't really matter. Now, I am definitely down in elixir. If I had to guess, it's probably 2 elixir, so I'm gonna go ahead and mortar anyways. Oh my gosh, I hate when I do that. That is crazy. We just sold so hard there by playing that mortar like that, but he didn't realize it, so he actually ended up kiting it anyways. I'll just play the Musketeer on this side here, and then I'm gonna go ahead and defend on this side pretty easily. I can just play my Hero Knight right here. Let's just go ahead and let's pop that Hero Knight ability. I can't believe I popped my Musketeer ability by accident there, so we will defend all of that pretty easily. I can just go ahead and Barb Barrel right here, and then I guess we do have a turret down to maybe get a couple shots on everything if we're lucky. Let's wait and see if he plays something behind that. I'm going to go ahead and Fireball now, and then let's go ahead and let's get that turret down, and then I'm just going to kite the Dark Prince for a second using the skeletons, and we will defend all of that, and then I'm going to get the Knight in front of this, and so we will defend decently well. I'm hoping that he plays the Witch. He's going to play the Mini P.E.K.K.A., so I'm going to go ahead and just play like this, and then I guess let's just play a defensive mortar here. Hopefully we get a little bit of damage on the tower. He messed up his zap. Okay, that is huge. I'm going to cycle my minions here on this side just in case he tries to pop that Mini P.E.K.K.A. ability. He's going to go ahead and pump at kind of a bad time in my opinion, just because I have a defensive mortar down, so he can't really punish me for using my spell on his pump, and so we will get that damage onto the pump as well. And then he's going to have to use his vines and a Dark Prince to defend against that skeleton barrel, so that's very good for us. That's kind of a good trade. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm actually going to start my Hero Musketeer in the back here, and then we can go ahead and play the Knight here, and then I'm just going to go ahead and play the mortar because he's going to try to start up a slow push. Let's go ahead and let's play the skeleton barrel on this side just to cycle, and then I'm going to go ahead and play my minions on this side as well. Let's be ready in case he tries to hit us with something stupid, but I think we will be okay. I'm going to pop that turret down to try to shred through that giant just so that it's a little bit easier for us to defend. He's going to get to a second one though, I'm almost positive, so we'll go ahead, and we've got the Musketeer down there. Let's get another one down here to help take out that giant, and then he is going to get the Mini P.E.K.K.A. down, so I'm going to go ahead and Fireball onto all of this. And then that was a really good vines play by him, but we should still be okay. I'm just going to get the Hero Knight right here, and then we can go ahead and Barb Barrel. We will take some damage from that Witch, which isn't good, but I think we should still be in the lead here on the damage, which is very good. And then he's going to play the Witch right there. I'm going to go for an offensive mortar here, and then please get the Dark Prince shield off. Oh, that's too bad, but we will get a great mortar shot there onto the tower, and we will actually get some nice splash damage there as well, which is huge. I'm going to go ahead and just play this here, and then let's go ahead, let's get the turret down right there, and then he's probably going to go ahead and hit me with the vines, but the Mini P.E.K.K.A. will get distracted for a second, and I'm going to go ahead and pop that Hero Musketeer ability there. Now I'm going to go ahead and play another offensive mortar. He's going to go for the giant into the opposite lane. Let's go ahead and let's kite that Mini P.E.K.K.A. away, and then I'm going to go ahead and pop that turret down here, and then hopefully it does take out the Mini P.E.K.K.A. there first for us, which is good. And we did actually get great damage there on the right side. That one skeleton is the MVP. Oh my gosh, it got one more hit, so we are going to get the win there. Let's go ahead, let's give him a good game, let's give him a good luck, and let's go on into the next one off that nice win there. Alright guys, we're on to the next matchup. I'm going to go ahead and just use my skeletons to cycle there. And we can cycle our skeleton barrel there at the bridge. We are playing so much hyper bait lately, which is just so annoying. Oh my gosh, okay, I think this guy's running drill or something. Okay, so we're going to be playing some bait. So I'm just going to go ahead and use the mortar there to pull, and then I think we will have the mortar lock, which is good. I'm not going to overplay onto my Musketeer here. Actually, what I might do is Barb Barrel here, though, as we voice crack, and we will catch the Ice Spirit as well. I want to get rid of his Dark Goblins every single chance I get, to be honest with you guys. I'm going to go ahead and pop that turret down there now, and that will just give us a little bit of offense there and force him to play some more cards, and then I can just play the minions right here, and he's going to get the wall breakers down, so we actually probably will take some damage there because we were so aggressive. Which sucks, but that's okay. It's not the end of the world. I'll just leave it at that. You know what? Honestly, his cycle is so much quicker than mine that I have to be very smart about how I go for damage here. So what I might do, okay, let's go ahead and let's just fireball right there, and then I can just put my skeletons to deal with that fire spirit. It's okay, it's not a big deal. We'll kind of prevent that damage there. And then let me think here. What do I want to do? Okay, I think I'm gonna go ahead and cycle the skeleton barrel here first, and then he'll probably go for a dark goblin eventually. So maybe what I'll do is I'll play my musketeer in the back here. You know, we'll kind of slow roll that push again, and then I'm gonna go for the mortar on this side because he just used his, you know, cannon to be able to play that at the bridge there. So he'll have to use a lot more elixir there on defense, and then let's just go ahead and let's play the knight right here, and then I can just use my minions to defend all of this. He's going to try to keep that alive, but it's not going to work. So we do have the hero knight going in there, which is good. Let's pop that hero knight ability there, and then we'll actually get the minion on the tower and get a little bit of damage, which is good. And then if we get one hit, that would have been awesome, but it doesn't look like we will. That's okay. I'm just going to go ahead and bar barrel here, and then we should be able to stop that fire spirit, and we aren't going to really take that much damage. Then I'm going to go ahead and play my hero knight right here just to keep this evil mortar alive for a second. Let's wait for him to play that cannon, and then I'm going to go ahead and play the hero musketeer on this side. We do get the mortar lock on the tower. That is huge, so I'm going to go ahead and fireball right here and take that dark goblin out, and then we're going to get some really great damage onto the tower there. I'm going to go ahead and just cycle my minions here just to be safe, and then let's go ahead and let's bar barrel here on defense, and then we will take a little bit of wall breaker damage, but that's okay with me because honestly we do have the damage lead right now, and I'm okay with taking just a tiny bit of damage. I'm going to fireball onto that dark goblin because I don't want to deal with it at all. And then I'm going to just go ahead and play the musketeer on this side, and we do actually end up getting a little bit of damage there. And then I can just go ahead and bar barrel on defense. I think I need to keep a better eye open though for when he's going to go ahead and try to play you know, it on the side. And then let's just pop that turret down here, and we will actually stop that Valkyrie a little bit. We'll kind of get some more damage on it, and then we actually might shred through that berserker as well there. And then I'm just going to go ahead and fireball on defense here, and then we can go ahead and bar barrel, and we'll take all of that out hopefully, and then we'll be okay. If we are definitely stuck playing catch up on this guy, which I'm not really a fan of. Let's go ahead and let's do all of this here, and then I'm actually going to eat a tiny bit of damage here, and I know that sounds crazy, but I'm going to go ahead and play the mortar here. If he goes for the cannon in front of that, that's going to be really easy for me to deal with. And then let's go ahead and let's get the musketeer up high here now, and then let's let it do its thing, and then let's actually pop that turret down there because I think that will kind of give us some good value. He does have the dark goblin there though, so that's kind of annoying. Let's just play the skeletons right here, and then let's go ahead and get a knight down there to pull, and we do get the damage onto the tower there. That is huge damage right there. That really does put us back into it. I'm gonna go ahead and play the musketeer here, and then let's go ahead and let's get some minions behind this, and then actually I'm gonna go ahead and I'm going to fireball right here because that's gonna be great value, and then we'll get some damage on the tower, and we will also get all of that there. And I'm going to bar barrel there. That's crazy that he went for it normally there that time, so he is going to catch us a little bit. Let's play the musketeer down low here, and then let's go ahead and let's do this, and then let's go ahead and let's bar barrel, and we will take all of that out. Let's get a skeleton barrel onto the tower. Let's go ahead and let's split our minions here, and then let's get the mortar down right here to make sure that those wall breakers don't get on the tower. I'm going to split my goblins here as well because that's going to be very kind of helpful. I'll play my musketeer on this side. Let's go ahead and let's bar barrel on this side here just because the musketeer will deal with the opposite lane. And then I'm going to go ahead and fireball here onto the tower. I don't think those wall breakers will get there in time, so that's going to be a win for us against a pretty crazy deck. That was very chaotic. Let's give him a good game. Let's give him a good luck, and let's go on into the next one. Alright guys, we're on to the next matchup. Let's go ahead. Let's split our skeletons in the back. He's got the wall breakers coming in, so I'm just going to let the musketeer kind of do its thing, and we are going to take some damage there, which is kind of crazy, but that is okay. And then we have the mortar there. He's going to play the inferno tower. Let's pop the turret down here, and then it's actually not going to work out at all in our favor, but we can just play the minions there, and then the minions should also take out the royal ghost, and then the princess doesn't splash onto the mortar, which is good. We actually might get some mortar splash on the princess. I think it's out of range. That's too bad. If we would have got the mortar splash on the princess, I would have been so happy with that exchange. But that's okay. And then I'm just going to play the hero knight right here. If he chooses to defend that, then I can literally just go ahead and play my fireball. But I think that we will be able to take that princess out, and it won't be that much of an issue. And then I'll play the skeleton barrel here. Might as well, you know, keep that pressure up on this guy and maybe get a little bit of death damage, which would be very nice. And then I'm just going to go ahead and play my skeletons right here, and then actually I'll play the mortar here to kind of kite everything and then also make sure that we don't take too much damage. Now, a mistake that I make against this deck is I forget that it has rocket in it, so that is one thing that I need to definitely keep my mind on and kind of be aware of. We will defend all of that very well, so that's good, and then I'll just let that musketeer go in, and if he wants to counter it, he can, but you know, I don't think it really makes sense for me to spend more elixir on my defense here. And I'm just going to play the hero knight right here, and we can use the skeletons to kind of help clean up everything else that's going to spawn, and so we'll be okay on that regard. Then I'm just going to fireball on that princess so that he can't get extra value out of it. I know we're kind of down in elixir right now, but I just feel like that is a safe play that we can make to really ensure that we don't take too much damage or anything. And then I really want to start my musketeer in the back, but it's kind of difficult because I know he's going to hit me with that rocket. Because he just played his log, I think I'll just play the skeleton barrel here just to, you know, kind of be a little bit more annoying. Although actually he has Inferno Tower, and sometimes when they have Inferno Tower they don't have rocket, so I can't quite remember what, you know, if we do actually have to worry, but we will have the evil mortar there. I'm going to go ahead and play my hero knight here. I'm hoping it's out of range of the Inferno. That royal ghost just did not want to hit when we needed it to. I'll fireball right there. Let's go ahead, let's pop our turret down here, and then that might help out with the rascals. I'll pop the hero knight ability as well, just to be a little bit more annoying. We won't get really much damage on the tower there, but we did definitely pressure him and kind of force him to play his counters, which is good. I'm going to go ahead and play the musketeer right here, and then actually let's go ahead and let's pop that turret down there, and then I'm just going to go ahead and barb barrel as well, and then I can always use my mortar to pull the wall breakers there off of. Oh my gosh, I didn't even need to. The turret would have had it, so that could have been amazing. We do get the musketeer onto the tower there. That is amazing. I'm gonna have to use my fireball defensively here onto that skeleton barrel, so we'll do that, and then let's just go ahead and let's do this right here, and then let's go ahead and let's get the hero knight down here, I guess, and then, oh my gosh, okay, hold up, that is kind of crazy. Let's go ahead, let's barb barrel here, and then let's play all of this here. Let's get the mortar down. I can't believe we just took so much damage there. That is kind of crazy how that just worked out, but we can go ahead and we can do this here and use the minions to kind of take all of that out. He's going to hit us with the vines there, a lot of elixir to spend. I'm going to go ahead and play the hero musketeer up high there, and then I'll just play the skeleton barrel right here. And then let's wait and see what we want to do. I think we will get the skeleton barrel death damage at least, which is good, because we definitely will need that. And then, okay, let's take that damage there. I'm gonna go ahead and do this now, and then I'm gonna have my fireball ready. There are the rascals right onto the princess, so I'm actually gonna fireball into that. And then I think we are locked onto the tower here, maybe. Yeah, we are. Okay, so let's go ahead. Let's get the hero knight down, and then I'm actually gonna go ahead and barb barrel right here to keep that alive a little bit longer, hopefully. And then that is some great damage that we just got there. I'm going to go ahead and play the defensive mortar right here, and then I'm just going to go ahead and fireball there, and then we just need to cycle to another fireball here. So I'm going to go ahead and do the hero knight right here. Let's get the minions to deal with that skeleton barrel there, and then I'm just going to cycle my skeletons right here, and then we can get another fireball onto the tower, and we are going to beat an annoying, very baity deck. So let's give them a good game, let's give them a good luck, and let's keep going on. Alright guys, for the last matchup, we have the replay where I was up against Jynxi. And honestly, sorry, I had to clear my throat there, you know, I had to really lock in for this replay. This was a crazy matchup. I'm honestly, like, I thought I was cooked. I realized that I was playing Jynxi, and I didn't know if he was live or not. I honestly did not expect to play him. I was just kind of casually loading up a match and chilling, and I was talking to my mom at the time when I started that match, and then all of a sudden I saw I was up against Jynxi, and I was like, okay, hold up, I'll be right back. So I had to leave the room and go ahead and lock in, because I knew I could not, you know, embarrass myself in front of a bunch of people if he was streaming. But I made a massive mistake at the start of the match, and you guys are going to see it in a second here. Honestly, it was horribly played. My brain kind of short-circuited, so I was playing from behind for a while, and we still managed to make the comeback and win the game, which was awesome. So you're going to see here, you know, we're kind of just defending. He's up 400 damage, or I guess 200 technically, because I have 200 on the left side there. But he's up in damage, and because he's playing Drill, one thing I want you guys to look and kind of pay attention to, or I guess two, is I like to push 2 lanes when I'm playing against Drill, and I like to really rely on my minions, because you guys are going to see he doesn't really have great counters to my minions. You know, he has to use either his snowball or his poison, or he just has to kite in order to take my minions out, especially if he doesn't have Fire Spirit, but they don't one-shot my minions, so my minions honestly are pretty annoying. So I defend the Drill perfectly there. You know, we caught it very nicely. And I decided to go for my mortar on that right side with the musketeer, and I think I actually popped the ability here just to try to get a little bit more offense. So the turret is there, and you know, we fire on the bomber and stuff, but he has a great evo cannon. He plays that really smart, so I'm not really going to get very much damage out of this mortar, if anything at all. And at this point, you know, I'm just kind of thinking, okay, like, I'm down in damage, but at least we're still kind of playing even. And I got the mortar shot on the tower, which was awesome, and I played the skeletons in case I played the fire spirit. But you're gonna see here, I bar barreled so early. I don't know what I was thinking when I did that, and I'm gonna take like 1,000 damage here when it's all said and done in terms of like how much I'm down. So already he has a massive damage lead, and he was feeling pretty good about himself when he got this damage here, and honestly he should. He played that very well. So I played the knight here, and I was like, okay, I gotta lock in, man. I cannot like embarrass myself in front of all these people. I played the skeleton barrel there to cycle on that left side, and the skeleton barrel is going in, and he's going to use the cannon to kite, and I go for my evil mortar, and I'm just trying to really pressure him, and I'm playing on that opposite lane, and I've got the minions there, and I end up going for the offensive poison there just to take out his bomber so I don't have to deal with it on the counter push. And I kind of figured, like, you know, if I'm playing it there, then at least it's more difficult for him to play stuff in the middle to kite. And then I go ahead and I pop my hero knight ability, and I want to try to keep my hero musketeer alive as long as I can. And then I go for the mortar here, and I can't remember if I get the hero musketeer ability off on this one, but you know, that hero musketeer was very valuable for me. And then I have the turret there, so he has to worry a little bit more about defending. Really good evo cannon by him there, so he's going to get some good damage and everything. And then I decide not to defend this mortar, but instead to kind of start a slow push. And this is where, you know, I was kind of starting to make better decisions, and making this slow push was a really good idea, because the hero musketeer, when you slow push it, it's very valuable. And we catch the goblin Joe right there, and I go ahead and I get the mortar down there again, and he plays the evo snowball, so he defends my skeleton barrel, but you know, at least we got a little bit of chip damage. And I go for the bar barrel, and all of a sudden now we have the lock on the tower, and he has to worry about those minions. So he plays the cannon. The minions are going to take the cannon out, which is great value from them, and all of a sudden we're in the lead now. I'm feeling great about myself. I'm feeling like, okay, we are flowing, we are doing good. He's trying to push the left lane, and I'm going to keep pushing the right lane. He goes for the drill there. I was a little bit worried about it, but I'm playing my minions to counter the drill, because he has a snowball, and so the minions, you know, are kind of a good counter to the drill in that scenario, and they're a cheap counter, and then I can just use my snowball or my bar barrel there to fully counter the drill. I let the musketeer take out the hero knight here, which was very good. It was kind of like a good exchange for me, and every time he plays that cannon, I'm going to play my skeleton barrel into the opposite lane. So I go for the evil skeleton barrel on that left side, and he has the defensive drill, and I know he's a little bit down on elixir, so I pop that turret down again, and the knight gets out of range of the turret, so we get the turret onto the tower. The minions take out the bomber, which is great. As I was saying before, they're kind of difficult for him to deal with, especially when I'm defending my mortar. I'm playing the musketeers up high to keep the pressure up on him, and I end up getting another mortar shot, and now I know that I have enough damage to get the win if I defend perfectly. But the thing about drill is, honestly guys, if you just let them sit back and spam drills at you, you're going to lose, because they do so much damage. So I defend this drill pretty well. You know, he used his evo snowball, so I'm feeling pretty good about it. And I can't remember if I actually even get another mortar shot on the tower here. I don't think I do, but I'm keeping up really good pressure on him so that he can't just sit back and cycle those drills. And now I'm starting to make a couple mistakes, because you know, he has the advantage for double elixir. So I decide to go for the poison on the tower there just to get some tower damage, because I know it's going to actually be a lot closer than it looks. And he's going for the drills in the back. I probably should have predicted that, but I thought he was going to go in the front again. He has a really good snowball here, and I couldn't believe the bar barrel didn't fully counter that last drill. And he gets the poison down again, and then he has a drill and an evo snowball there. I do have the musketeer and the minions, but we end up getting the win. But it was super close. He played that really well. Honestly, I got lucky that I was able to come out with the win there. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I really appreciate it, and I cannot wait to see you guys in the next one.